Frightmare, but we have saved some of the most badass for the final day. Ladies and gentlemen of Texas Frightmare Weekend, please just give a huge Texas-sized welcome to Juliette. I knew you wouldn't come out like a normal panel. You'd come out like you were coming out on stage at one of your shows. Welcome. Hello. So first question, how are you so fucking cool? Just starting off with that question.
Well, the secret to being cool is allowing yourself to feel oh so uncool. No, I feel like I get goofier with age, but I think it's nice to be appreciated. I do like to dive in deep creatively no matter what I'm doing, and I need to be appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just getting distracted by your cool factor and the ears on your head right now. Did someone give those? Someone gave those to you?
Yes, there's one of these great vendors out here. I love these conventions because there's so much creativity.
Yeah.
And there's Mike Myers to the left.
Just weird.
You know, just a great audience member.
Yeah.
I saw a little dinosaur. I don't know these two characters, but it's a bloody nurse and not a Mad Max from the moon. I don't know.
Original. See, that's what's great. You just get like original.
Oh, you just made this up? Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's awesome. So I think now we all get a little bit of your coolness rubbed off on us, just being in the room with you. Is that how it works? We're all a little bit cooler for being in this room. Thank you for being here with us, by the way. This is so rad. You just started shooting Yellow Jackets Season 3, or they did. When are you... What's going on?
Listen, I don't know what the writers will do, but they could create some things. But that cast is so incredible, and they're shooting season 3 right now. I just did 2 movies, and one's an A24 movie with John Malkovich.
Yeah.
Called Opus,
yeah.
And that'll be out at the end of the year. That has some horror thriller vibes. And then this other movie with Peter Dinklage.
And James Hetfield from Metallica is in it?
Yes. He's amazing. He plays a cowboy, and yeah, I can't give anything away. I play a character called Cutthroat Bill. I changed my voice. You know, I disappeared. I hope you don't recognize me, and that'll be out actually in theaters. We're always shocked, like, oh my God, it's going to be released in theaters. That's called The Thicket.
Yeah.
And that's coming in September.
Which, if you don't know, is also written by Joe Lansdale, who we love here in Texas because he's a Texas boy, but he wrote Bubba Hotep, and we're all big Joe Lansdale fans here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right on.
I read the synopsis for this movie, and again, don't want to give anything away, but the character, people get to see like kind of a new crazy side of you, I feel like.
That's right. It was super subtle, but it was written for a male, and the director was smart, and Peter was smart to hire me instead.
And then, is this movie Dream Cool? Is that genre as well?
Oh my God, yes.
I do my
Look at
research.
this guy so prepared, you guys.
I do my research.
So I just finished a movie called Dream Quill. It's sci-fi. A little take on AI, how it's taking us over, and the dark elements of that. Elizabeth Banks is in it, John C. Reilly, who I worked with on What's in Gilbert Grape.
Yeah.
And it's directed by Alex Prager, a photographer who's just a visionary. It's her first directorial debut.
And Catherine Newton, who's kind of like our new scream queen from all the horror stuff she's been in lately. You got a lot of like kick-ass stuff coming up, and it's all genre, which we love to see you in.
That is so correct. You're going to be seeing much more of me.
Which is all we want. I do want to go back to Yellow Jackets. There's a sensibility about Yellow Jackets. You know, it's just that feels so in kind of sync with your spirit. Even the like vibe of your band. It's this kind of '90s kind of punk rock alternative vibe. What was it like, kind of just working on that show, and how much influence you had on it? Because it feels very you.
Well, the first season was really interesting and fun because my character didn't say a lot of words, and if any of you watched what I do, I like behavior, and I like for people to feel whatever the character's feeling. And so I spent a lot of the first season in a hotel room, and so anytime you saw her, I wanted you to guess what levels of toxicity she's experiencing or distress.
Yeah.
And so that was fun. I had a lot of contribution in that, and I love the cast, and the writing was so inventive.
It's such a great cast. It's such a great like gathering of kind of icons of you know, female icons that we love from other movies together in a way, and you know, of course, like character someone did Jennifer's Body being so involved. It's just, there's no show like it. It's just such a rad show. And
Yeah, she did Jennifer's Body.
yeah, yeah. Well, you're in the room of people who did not forget she did Jennifer's Body. I want to talk about your music, Juliette and Alex. You're starting to play again. Not that you've ever stopped playing music, but you all kind of took a little hiatus.
Oh yeah, I did. We stopped. Yeah. Because everybody's in other bands. So like my guitar player Todd Morris is in The Offspring.
Yeah.
And they're touring all over. And so now we'll just play like a few shows in a row, or festivals, actually big festivals.
Yeah.
We were fortunate to get Louder Than Life and Aftershock Festival in Sacramento. And so we'll play some West Coast shows also in New York. We're just putting that together. But people here were reminding me they saw me in Texas at the Warped Tour.
Yeah.
I knew it. It was one of those hot, sweaty shows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we need to work for it to come back. Is there did I read right? Is there a documentary coming out about the band?
There was just a 30-minute documentary a long time ago called The Hard Loving Woman. Actually, I don't know if you can find it, but well, you can find anything on YouTube, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But no, not recently. I'm writing a movie, and I'll put my own music in it. Yeah, it'll be one of my, those passion projects, and it'll be finished this year, and so I'll try to get that set up to direct. But it'll be basically my mind dumped out, so it'll be a bit like psychedelic and heartbreaking and funny, and really fun and creative.
I'm both scared and excited. I've always loved when your music and your movies kind of intertwine. Your cover of PJ Harvey's Hardly Wait in Strange Days is one of the just coolest, like, fucking moments in a 90s movie. Is that something that you kind of always hope happens, just because music and acting are so kind of at the same level for you?
It's really strange because I'm at that age where you look back and you're like, oh, that happened.
Yeah.
And some of it is just luck of the draw, where it's like these cosmic forces. And I just happen to be in 2 movies, or 3 actually, with the most epic soundtracks, and that's Natural Born Killers. Strange Days, had a really great soundtrack. And then there was one other one I'm forgetting. Someone will remind me,
I'll let them, I know what questions they're going to ask movies about. I want to bring up Way the Gun, which is one of my favorite movies of yours and just of all time. Chris McQuarrie, who now is like, Tom Cruise's like right-hand man in Mission Impossible, but it was one of his early films. Benicio, Ryan Phillippe, what are your kind of memories of that movie?
Well, a lot of things early on, I was into taking a chance on creative forces.
Yeah.
mean, it's not a chance. But that was Chris McCory's first
Yeah.
directorial debut. He had done Usual Suspects. I'm like, oh, this guy's a genius. Duh. But you don't understand, like, studios and money people, they don't always take the risk. And so, of like, oh, can he direct a movie? And I just think anything he does is brilliant and creative. And so that was a real fun movie. Plus, I got to work share the screen with my dad for the first time, where we were both in the same movie.
So cool. Yeah. It's such a killer movie. If you've not seen it again, seek it out. It's so killer. Let's take it out to y'all. We move the microphone, and if you'd like to ask Juliette a question, we'll just line up right here and just get a big group combo going. How's the show been for you so far?
It's been the best. Anybody who's hung out with me for 10 seconds, I just go giddy. I get tickled by everyone's creativity.
Yeah.
Because I play music, I have a little speaker that's good to get through all day.
We're just so stoked to hear. So.
I appreciate it so much. I actually love Texas. I know there's a lot of wild, wonderful parts.
Yeah. Texas loves you. So, yeah. All right, first question. Kick us off.
Hi. So I am a big fan of like all your other county.
I am.
I was just wondering, do you have a preferred genre that you like into for horror or comedy, dark comedy, or drama? What's your favorite?
Well, if you notice, like I always, for whatever reason, I guess maybe my dad influenced me. I just love characters. So I love, like after Natural Born Killers, I did a Nora Ephron comedy with Steve Martin and Adam Sandler that no one really saw called Mixed Nuts. And so that's because I wanted to follow that intensity up with comedy. I just like to do what I haven't done. That's all I'm looking for, and I'm more open now to horror. I think after Parasite, and I mean, you all know more than me, some of this, that genre allows people to take real creative risks and have clearer thoughts in it, and that's new to me, because I come from 80s horror, which is pretty straight down the middle of what we're trying to do. But nowadays, it's like psychological, it makes you think. So I'm more open to it than I have been before. But I love all kinds. But I do like drama. I like realism and stuff.
Thanks. Yeah, how's it going?
Hi Juliette, thanks for being here. I'm a big fan of your dad's work, particularly on the Sons a lot.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you had any memories of like the Friday set and like work with particular actors or directors.
I have all those memories.
Yeah.
Anyone in particular, like specific?
Yes.
Us?
So there's a couple pictures I put on my Instagram like ages ago, but I'm a little kid, I'm like 9, and there's a cowboy background performer just hanging out on the beach because there were all these like cowboys and blood, they had fake blood and stuff, and they're just relaxing. And I played with this guy's fake props, the guns and knives, and so I'm pretending to shoot them. And they took a picture, and that was like the beginning of my world of cowboys and Indians, or what have you, from my dad's set. I don't even remember what movie it was, but I was sort of babysat in the makeup trailer. And so movie making was always a real safe environment for me. Hardworking, a lot of different types of people that come to make movies, but we were all in it together. So what I learned from my dad too is that we were all one, me, the crew, and van drivers and everybody. And the only thing that messed my head up a little bit was show business.
Yeah.
That was nuts. Well, because it's so strange and it removes you from your friends, your humanity.
Yeah.
But another thing, another memory was Salem's Lot. When my dad did The Vampire, I remember.
It's such a great scene.
It's
Such a great
so
scene.
terrifying. Also, because I was scared to sleep. I had a window right by my bed. There's a scene right where he elevates and
Yeah.
floats out the
Well, we
window
remember.
with the contacts, and I was terrified. And I saw my dad, but that's how you get transported. So I quite enjoyed that. My dad could create that where you go elsewhere as people.
There's a generation that grew up with that movie where your dad is like, why we have nightmares.
Oh, I don't think I watched the rest. I like probably blacked out. I was
Yeah.
like 10.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Thanks. Hi.
Hello, Juliette.
Hi.
First off, absolutely adore you. You are gorgeous. So I have a request. If you would just go that far upon us,
Okay.
would you please sing the iconic lyric from Born Bad?
Oh yeah, that's that singer. Join I was born, naturally born bad.
Yeah. Really do, yeah. Well, good luck following that up.
How are you?
I'm good.
I have a question for actors who be cute and like sketchy and no. What's your biggest reason?
I think I tell people to get involved with with theater, putting on plays, but to form it's important to connect with a community and other people who are doing it, even if it's not what you're aiming for, like in commercials, plays, just to get used to the environment. Because when I came up, we would get what's called sides, it would be the scenes 5 minutes before we audition, and so maybe you have 10 minutes to look it over. And so that was the first thing I learned, was like how to audition, basically how to commit. That's the first thing, you're just learning how to commit, whether you believe it or know it or not. How do you take the lines and commit to what you're doing? That was the first thing I learned. And yeah, you just put your foot in the door. I also did little plays and stuff like in summer camp. When I was a kid, I did dancing and singing and acting. It was all together. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, how's it going?
Very good.
Thank you, Louis. First, huge fan of it because it looks like summer camp elbow pads.
And shot in Austin, right? Shot in Austin?
No, there were outside shots with the younger characters in Austin, but we shot in Detroit.
All right.
Yeah.
Absolutely love you,
Thank you.
My question is about Strange Days. What was your reaction to the first time that you read the screenplay, going through it because of you writing a second novel, and then coming back into it knowing that you were going to play Faith and what you're going to have to put yourself through on the screen?
Yeah, I remember that was back in the days when we did what's called screen tests. So I don't think they rush everything now, but back when we act some of the scenes with other actors, and I think I worked with Rafe then, I'm not sure. But I had to lip sync to some of the PJ Harvey songs and look like a singer. And at that time, that's when it was all dormant in me. It was like I was in the closet about being a real singer and performer. And so doing that job, it forced me to get out of my shell and have to perform. And then I didn't find myself as a performer or singer until 10 years later.
Wow.
It took a lot. It's real close to anybody who knows who does music. It's usually your soul. So whereas I'm acting, I'm playing other people. When I sing, it's sort of I'm being aspects of myself. I forgot if that was the question.
My question is basically going through the screenplay twice, the first time reading it like a novel, and then the second time going through as a character.
Oh yeah. No, I was always thinking of all this stuff I had to play. The most daunting thing was that we shot the midnight hour, the graveyard shift, for a month straight. And so we'd be going to work at like 9 at night and getting off work at 8 a.m. That was rough for a month. Yeah. Downtown LA. That was a lot.
What's
Super ambitious.
What's incredible about that Harley Wade sequence, I just rewatched it last night, is knowing that you weren't yet kind of fully formed as a stage performer. You watch it and you would not know that. I mean, you just commit everything on the stage, and it's an incredible sequence of kind of a live performance within a movie.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, I was super nervous, and if anything else, you fake it so you make it. In that sense.
Well, you faked it well, yeah. Thanks. Yeah, how's it going?
Hi. I thought you were really incredible in the film California.
Thank you.
It's a really underrated movie. Do you have any memories of that? And also, I've heard this rumor forever. Were those real rattlesnakes in National Killers?
Oh yeah, that's my favorite story to tell.
Why not?
I got to say I walked through rattlesnakes and lived. Well, so Natural Born Killers, how they did it, I'm sure they wouldn't do this nowadays, but me and Woody were game. So it was at night, and it was freezing. We were in New Mexico, and they would put fake rattlesnakes curled up, mixed with real rattlesnakes, coiled and hissing. Maybe they weren't hissing, I don't know. But they were, and then we had to like stumble along like we're on mushrooms and avoid the rattlesnakes. They were many feet apart. Anyway, how I do my job is I try to ask questions and figure out things myself, but I saw the rattlesnake wrangler earlier in the night try to get a rattlesnake to bite this fake pant leg because they had to shoot a close-up of getting bit, and the rattlesnake wouldn't bite it, and I asked the guy, I was like, how come it's not biting? I thought they just, and he's like, he's cold. Not that he's a he, but it's cold. The little rattlesnake's cold, so when they're cold, they don't attack. So on one hand, yeah, I'm super tough because I walk through rattlesnakes. On the other hand, I knew they stay coiled up. However, the camera guy was like, no, I'm out. And they had to get camera guy B, who I think he went to war or lived through Vietnam, so he was game. He was like, sure, because he had to walk backwards through rattlesnakes. There's some wild folks on National Killers.
Yeah.
I cherish it because we did so many interesting things, so many different locations. And then the other thing, California, that was real fun. I remember driving through Death Valley with Brad Pitt, playing the song Finally. You know the song? Finally, it'll happen to me. Yeah, I was into that song that day. I don't know if he enjoyed it. He tolerated it. But I turned it up. We drove through Death Valley praying not to run out of gas. And then we made it to the next location.
Did you stay in character the whole time of that?
Did he what?
Did you stay in character the whole time of that personality?
He did not wash his hair for a month. That was a thing. He was staying in early zone. He said it was loosely based by some characters he knew in Missouri.
Thanks.
True story.
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing? I'm wondering, I see you in a lot of movies. Now, have there ever been any movie roles you rejected, or do you accept every movie role you see?
Oh no, I don't accept everything, but there's movies I've been up for, and I didn't get it. For instance, this is just a little trivia you wouldn't all know, but I auditioned for Beetlejuice. Well, no, I got it.
I think we all assumed you were talking about you auditioned for Beetlejuice, which is based on your pants and your personality. Based on your pants and your personality, I think we all need to see Juliette Lewis play
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Maybe they do a TV version.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Beetlejuice.
We need a female Beetlejuice. It's
I
time.
agree. Oh my God, you made some good stuff.
I hope that this happens now. Yeah. Don't put her on the spot. She's not auditioning.
I'll do the voice.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then another one was Leo, Mr. DiCaprio, when he did Romeo and Juliet. He doesn't remember this, but I swear it happened. He was like, hey, Juliet, there's this remake of a Shakespeare thing. And I was like, what? A modern take on Shakespeare? That sounds awful. So I lost that. Nobody knows that story.
Were you going to play Juliette?
Well, I didn't have the role, but he mentioned it, and had I not been snotty, or I'll tell you, snottiness usually comes when you're intimidated. I was terrified to touch Shakespeare, and anyway, so I never auditioned
Yeah.
for it, so I can't
Yeah,
say
yeah.
like I had it in muscle.
Yeah.
I was an idiot.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi.
So, kind of getting back off of the idea earlier, I absolutely love you and I remain in with it. I love the lace of pubs, the sit-down stays, and the portrayal of strong fluid.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to ask, what was the hardest physical role that you take?
That was pretty difficult. I played a roller derby girl. Most women are badass to the core because they can take hits and fall and wall in motion. And the funny thing about being an actor is you just sort of fake it till you make it. So when Drew Barrymore was casting, and the first question is, "Hey, do you roller skate?" I was like, "Oh yeah, every weekend." Totally. Always on skates. I think I hadn't skated since I was 11. So you just lie, and then you figure it out afterwards. And so they auditioned everybody on the track. They just wanted to see your moves, and they had roller derby girls to train us. But once I learned how to fall, and you're padded up, but once I learned how to tuck and be close to the ground, then I wasn't so scared. Because that's the scary thing, is you're going to fall a lot. And then, of course, we worked with actual roller derby girls that made us look good. So, yeah. But for the physical one and then Natural Born Killers, the whole fight sequence in the beginning, it was originally written as she just clocks him once and he's out. And it was me and Benny the Jet. He's a well-known mixed martial artist, legendary. They're making a documentary about him, and we wanted to do a real badass fight sequence. Early in that time, it was 1995. We hadn't seen a girl really do left jabs. So left jab, keep him away, this, elbows, little knee. So I did a whole fight sequence that was real fun to prepare for.
Awesome. Hey.
I just wanted to say that I saw you in 2007 for Liz opening up for Muse at the Grand Prairie Nokia Theater.
Wow.
Yes.
Nokia.
Well, it was in Texas. No, we have a shot where we stopped at a truck stop, and I have like a monkey that you Velcro monkey, and they're all wearing hats and you can dance. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, I've never done that before. And it's like coming off stage and jumping out to the audience and everything. That was great. Just like interacting with things like that. But my question is, when you play a dark character, does it live with you for a while, or can you just shut it off like a switch, like a hurry?
No, so it doesn't stay with me once I'm done, but you're playing with energies, so it's kind of like conjuring, and so like when I did Yellow Jackets, that character doesn't smile barely for like 5 months, and so she's real heavy and dark, and so it is intense, and I did need a walk in the park. I have dogs, they help. Yeah, that's 3 dogs. But yeah, because I'm not formally trained in a way that I don't try to stay in character, but you're dealing with energy and you're sitting in it a lot. Anyway, yeah, so that's why it's tough. It's tough to do Yellow Jackets. It's hard.
And it's like, you're acting, but your body doesn't.
I've analyzed this many days. I'm like, what's my endocrine system?
Yeah.
So like, adrenaline, all that stuff is happening. So I usually shake it off. I look at trees. I walk outside. I'm a big nature person.
Touch some grass. Yeah. Thanks. Hi.
Hello, Jules. Nice to have you here. My question is a music question. I love your acting real quick. I have a question. I think I read that on War on the Floor, Dave Grohl stepped in and played drums on that. And I just wanted to know if you had like a memory of working with him or just in general in recording.
Yes, okay, so he's talking about, I think, the Lips, the second or third record.
Second
We did EP, it was our second full-length record called Four on the Floor. Dave Grohl, the legendary drummer and frontman, played drums on that record. And we have video clips of that online. You can search that because he is so powerful. To me, I always joked that it was like being in the room with Zeus, God of Thunder. When he played, there's so much power and rhythm, and we were all just tickled because we were touring before that, and his band was real gracious to my little band, The Licks, and we had to prove ourselves as being a real solid live band on all those festivals. So he took us under his wing.
Well, I love your music. And just one last thing. Is there any plans to do any more recordings?
Yeah, I've been recording with a guy named Brad Schultz. He's in Cage the Elephant. And it's a real fun band, one of my favorites today. He does rock and roll. And they have a new record out called Neon Pill, actually. It's so special. And they're on tour, but we've been working on songs. Someday I'll release a new EP.
Yeah, well, we can't wait. Hi! Can you move the mic down, Trigger? We're just taking off the stands. Yeah, there you go.
That is such a tough question.
I hope you haven't seen any of the movies she's in.
Now there's a few. What's Eating Girls Are Great, you could see. That's my next Christmas vacation. Some are my favorite for different reasons because I was a different age. Like Christmas Vacation, I was 15. And everybody was real nice to me. It was my first big, giant movie. I didn't know it was going to play every year in people's houses. It's so sweet. Yeah. Thank you. It's like, how lucky. That's just luck. And then, Natural Born Killers is so special because I was, there's not an idea that Oliver Stone turned down that I offer. And so it made me super creative and very confident in my instincts.
Just remember that in like, I don't know, 10 to 15 years when you're allowed to watch that movie.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you. It's so sweet.
You're the dinosaur. Were you the dinosaur? Sam, did you have the dinosaur head in the midst before? No.
Were you dressed as a dinosaur? No?
No, okay, no problem. I got it wrong.
Hi.
This is Mike Myers, so I know him. Underneath. Okay, go on.
What was your favorite experience in Barcelona? Did you like working with producers? And I only asked that because
And you
The best way.
you worked with Quentin, you of course wrote Natural Born Killers.
And he wasn't around then, there's
Right.
famous stories about
Yeah,
that.
the script kind of got taken over, but then you got to work with him. I guess we forgot to pay the bill. You get to work with him on screen, which is kind of rare. He doesn't act all the time. Yeah.
He was very serious, taking his role very serious as an actor because it's a huge part. He and George Clooney, they carry the whole movie. He was super fun. He's who invited me to do From Dusk Till Dawn. It was basically like, because we became friends after Natural Born Killers. I hadn't met him yet, but we came up around the same time. And he's like, Juliette, he called me. He's like, do I love my phone calls? Like Leo, attention. Just kidding. Back in the day, I wrote landline phones, no cell phones. But he's like, Juliette, what are you doing this summer? Do you want to do this wild gangster vampire movie for my friend Robert Rodriguez? I was like, oh, I'm going to check it out. And so I like that she lives in the end.
Yeah.
And that she wins. Stuff like that is really interesting and unique for the time. Her and George Clooney, that they go on.
In a role that like he has never ever come close to being in again. Like he's never played a character or been in a movie like that.
Yeah, a villainish, bad guy.
Or just even kind of a genre movie. It's such a special movie, and of course, we love it here in Texas. We love Robert Rodriguez, another Texas boy. And of course, Tom Savini is here as well. But yeah, Dusk Till Dawn holds kind of a special place, I think, for fans of the horror genre, especially in Texas. So.
Did that answer your question? Oh wait, there's a story. It was a world record heat in 1994. When we started, it was at 134. I kid you not, where we were shooting in the desert. Because I remember going, does the Earth get that hot? It does. I swear it was more than 127. Anyway, it was a world record. We would all jump in the swimming pool of this like super budget hotel at the end of long days. It's fun.
Nice. Kate?
That was good. Thank you.
All right, we got time for these last few. Hi.
I want to start by saying you're so pretty and taking And then my actual question is, what's your favorite part about doing
The people. And I don't want to get teary-eyed. This always happens. The lady I'm working with, I always get some at the end of the day crying. No, because I'm really sensitive to energy, and everybody here has been so nice and so thoughtful. And anytime people mention my dad, I feel like it's him saying hello. And he did conventions like 15 years ago. And now more people are doing them. The strike was really brutal on our industry too. So it's just beautiful. It's a full circle moment. Because a lot of these characters we create are on our own. And so when people give back, it's really special.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi.
No.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, it's two things. It's one, a huge testament to the casting director who cast all our parts, and also to Sophie, because she said she was watching me a bit. But we both have a deeper voice, and we both intuitively thought of Natalie similarly with her tastes and what she might have been like when she was younger. But I have to give Sophie a lot of credit for Natalie, because I didn't look young at the younger part, but she looked sometimes at what I was doing. It was really special, and it's the writing. Thanks.
Thank you. Hi.
I just want to say I love your shirt.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Anything special that you did to get into character as
Yeah, just yes, so many things. So we learned fighting. All of us were taking lessons with a guy that Robert Downey had brought on. I don't remember his name, but just learning skilled fighting. I had never shot a gun before, so that was a very interesting story. Working with an ex-military man named Dale Dye. That's his real name. Very staunch character. So I had to practice holding a gun. I think it was a 9mm. I don't know. Because I remember in Texas. I don't know, but I was littler than I am now, and so when I first shot a gun, in a target practice, we learned about the anatomy of gun safety. I mean, for as wild a movie as it was like real serious about working with guns and fake guns. But anyway, I shot it and I immediately started crying because it's so scary. So that's who Mallory is. That's acting. Because me as Juliette, I was like, this is a killing machine and it's too big for my hands, and it terrified me. And then Dale Dye put his arm around me. He was like, come on, kid. Come on. All right. And I think tears of a girl made me more terrified than any gun he ever put in his hands. And then every gun you could think of laid out on the table. We did shooting practice and all kinds of stuff. And then research. It was crazy playing Mallory because she was a made-up sort of anything goes, and I was just so inspired by a lot of things Oliver was giving at that moment. Music he was listening to. The first time I heard Patti Smith, that one scene where I kill Rodney Dangerfield, I was making this yodeling banshee sound in the shower one day for Mallory. This is what happens when you're on fire creatively. And I would tell Oliver, I was like, do you think she'd go like, I can't even make the sound, I don't know what I was doing. He's like, try it, sounds good.
Thank you. All right, we'll take these last four. Whoa, what?
No, she had a tattoo on her leg. Did she say massage? I guess it was that person. Go on. Rodney Dangerfield was so lovely on Natural Born Killers. Like, everybody's in the zone of what their scenes are. Half the time, people don't know what kind of movie they're making. Me and Woody sure did, and Downey and Sizemore. So Dangerfield would come up with all these jokes, even though he's playing a pervert. He was like, what do you think of this, Oliver? And he would, like, say these crude, horrible jokes, because he's a joke man. But he's doing it as this horrible father, and so he sure was the sweetest guy, and I felt bad about jumping on him because he said his back hurt. Wait, say it again? Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I had to jump like I hate him, and meanwhile I'm like, are you okay? Yeah. In real life, they're so great. You see her horns, guys?
You're gonna have to swap the ears off of the horns.
Thank you. All right.
So cool.
Thank you so much.
So, we only got 3 minutes left, and I don't want to cut anyone off, but we can just rapid fire through
Okay,
these.
I'll try to be quick too.
I noticed in kind of a orientation, a lot of your movies for women is like the lost of innocence and how it's just like showing a lot of your movies that you do, but with kids here, and that scene with, I mean, just in general, how was it working with Robert? Really as an actor, really catching off guard with something you're not.
Oh no, you know, we went through all these times, and I was treated with such respect by people I worked with on these movies that you know of. It's what shaped me creatively, because people like De Niro and Scorsese really respected what I had to contribute. So even in that moment, you think of it was always written in that he was going to kiss her. So we're playing cat and mouse, and he was always really gentle, polite. He would say, hi, how are you in the morning? And he was just a consummate professional. Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Rapid fire.
Hi.
Hello. 30 years ago, when I came here with these, Ben Stiller had a television show on Fox. He created a spoof, he made a short film, a spoof of Yorkie Peter, Jeanine Garofalo's
Yes.
Have you ever seen Jeanine Garofalo's spoof of her performance, and have you ever seen Ben Stiller's spoof of Yorkie?
Maybe I just saw like a clip of Juliette Garofalo playing me. And there were a few people playing me at that time, and I guess that's the highest compliment when you've reached into the zeitgeist, is when people are imitating you.
Yeah.
At the time, it was lost on me. I was in my own bubble. But yes, I remember that suit. It's pretty funny.
Hi.
Oh yes, Stu. I did. That is a true story. I mean, I first one we danced slightly. Yes, I Stu.
Now you're going to get everyone coming up to you.
I know. The other one
Dance or
said
give them a foot massage.
like it wasn't a massage. Oh my God, it was so cute. Her cactus was named Lucy. Well, it's more like when I play these parts, I want to give them life. So, no, actually, no, Adele, I have a soft spot for her. I can't watch the ending of it. It makes me so sad. Oh my gosh, actually, that's real, because she's like a child. So when I was playing that character, I wanted to play a 9-year-old who was permanently stuck in as being a 9-year-old. And so that was really sweet, but it was really neat. The whole experience was fun, and Lucy, why does she have a cactus? I think that was written. But some of those little songs and funny things you remember as Adele, I contribute a lot. The director wanted me to make stuff up, so yeah, it's really neat when people say lines that I just sort of made up on the fly because I was in the zone. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So, I want to take a shot really quick, guys. It's a very anniversary of National Work Colors this year. When that movie came out, and I'm not even honestly sure if we've had a movie since then in 30 years be as controversial as it was when it came out.
Yeah.
It was so prescient. I feel like it was commenting on something that was yet to come because of where we're at in the media and true crime and the kind of violence in our current
So
society.
much stuff. There was the Lorraine Bobbitt clips. You put all this at the end. The OJ chase on the freeway. I mean, there was so much stuff of the culture of that time.
But how do you kind of reflect back on that movie now?
So we just did an interview for Esquire. I think it'll come out for the 30th, because I did it a few months ago for the 30th anniversary about those stories. But at that time, I never experienced, we do interviews when we sell the movie with a lot of journalists, and they're what's called junkets. So we'll do interviews for like 8 hours a day. And I never experienced journalists that were so mad. They were vicious, like hateful, and they hated what me and Woody did. They took it out on us. We're like, don't shoot the messenger. We just, we're playing these characters. I don't think they appreciated that Oliver was doing a social commentary on journalists making sort of superstars out of, killers or people. Even when I watched Netflix, and it changed a little bit, like they stopped printing people's manifestos and do horrible things. But even on Netflix recently, I was watching this show where they're interviewing the killer, and I'm like, I don't appreciate hearing his take on the victim.
Right, yeah.
Even though they're in Netflix land, they're like, we're making a series, and in my head, I don't know, I didn't sit well with it. So
it's kind of more relevant today, 30 years later, than it was even
they're
then.
making a lot of docu-series, and I gotta admit, I'm into that stuff, but every now and then I'm like, I don't need to be seeing this guy a lot. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being with us. We have kind of traditional time where we're taking a picture on stage with all these backups.
Oh, I would love that. I wanted to film you all right when I came out.
We need y'all to, again, bring your punk rock energy.